Why, hello everyone! Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame and Shadowbringers, and welcome back to this incredible find. It is quite the impressive sight, this place, and I am eager to explore it, so let's catch up with our little group here. Can't remember if I talked to y'all at the end of last episode, just in case. One cannot blame the Ondo for fleeing the spectacle of these brooding edifices. We, however, have not the luxury of fear. We've found our destination, but how to descend into the city itself? I don't know, I'm so eager to find out. It's big, I'll grant you, but cluttered city streets are far more conducive. Okay, you definitely said that before. I think this might be stuff you guys all said. You think all those tall, dark buildings would be frightening, but for some reason they just make me feel sad. Yeah, okay, this is the same stuff. Cool, all right. Alice, are you ready? Alice is steeling herself for the task ahead. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Good plan. Let's go looking. I love this. Everything about this whole stretch of the game I just adore. Let me grab this real fast, since I'm here. Take in a bit more of the sights. Heck of a thing. I like that it's kind of reminiscent of Zanarkand from Final Fantasy X, a little bit. I guess just with a big, huge metropolis and lots of water being the common elements between them, but it's clearly not Zanarkand. This is very much its own place, but that is the one Final Fantasy thing that it kind of reminds me of. Way into it. Also love the music around here. Just this theme. It's very good. But here we go. Let's poke around. It's very big. The city, obviously, but also just the architecture. I, as a Lalafell, am used to feeling somewhat tiny in any place I go, but, imposing. Yes, that's a good word for it. UI, thank you. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Derman Durami recognized. Welcome to the city of Amaurot. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emet-Selch not invite Derman to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Akora Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. Wouldn't dream of it. I wish to ride the lift? I wonder how polite I'm supposed to be to the elevator. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. Ah, here we are. Still imposing. If mine eyes do not deceive, we stand in some manner of communal square. Just a moment. I thought I saw something. I just can't believe how tall everything is. Seems peaceful enough, he said, tempting fate. I know the feeling. Each of these towers seems a veritable city in itself. Even a Gygas would feel inadequate in such surroundings. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amaurot? Look, over there. Is that a person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. It doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alphano, you can't just... It's what he do. Pray, excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Hello. Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this, exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polylaritide district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. I'm curious, can you tell us who rules this city? I wonder how they'll take that. Who rules? What a curious question. Mayhap you refer to our supervising body, the Convocation of 14. So Emet-Selch isn't the leader here. Emet-Selch is a member of the Convocation. Were you hoping to witness its deeds firsthand? Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emet-Selch wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiark, and thence Hydaelyn herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphino. This ethereal Amaurot and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emet-Selch hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. Good idea. To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. I cannot wait to mingle. Excellent plan. I want to learn things. Oh, there's more of you now. Good. Don't think I can talk to just any of you, but do you say things if I'm nearby? Anything? No? Also fading in and out from existence as well. Interesting. Claude, I'm gonna need some help here. This place is larger than most. Hello? Well, we're in the right district anyway. They're so tall. It's very peaceful here. Ooh. Gotta talk to everybody. One can never be too young to take an interest in the rhetorical arts. Welcome, little one, welcome. Thank you. Twould seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? You pick. Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habrea, or the emissary, Elidipus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logrief, Mitron, Emet-Selch. Their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, 'twould be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star unto salvation. I see. Good talking with you. Bye. What else can we get from this place? Oh boy, I'm gonna need a boost. More than usual. Yes, but is there a box around here? Step stool? Anything? Booster seat? Come on, guys. You can't see me. How may I help you, little one? Do you wish to peruse the transcripts of the great debates? Or would you like to reserve a room for a discussion? We are here to serve your needs. Hello. What a precocious little child. Hey. Well, I guess in this context I can't really argue with you. Despite being what seems to be the debate hall. Let's check another location. Come on, Claude. I guess I am a little precocious. Hello. Good gracious, child, where's your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance, an eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. 'Tis only a matter of time until Amaurot, too, resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Sounds bad. Ooh, you are slightly shorter. Relatively. If you could perhaps explain the finer points of the creation process. Could you? I'd love to hear. No? Okay. Further on then. Ooh, I think I see an aetheryte. Guess I had another stop here first. I'll grab it after. Hello? Bureau of the Architect. Tell me of this place. This is the Bureau of the Architect, little one. If you require assistance, I should be glad to assist you, but are you certain this is where you should be? No, but I'm very curious. And precocious, I'm told. An audience with Emet-Selch. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one, and besides, he'll be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you've been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the Convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. 'Tis a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus, I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Yeah, sounds like. This is your first time here. Take a number if you haven't already, then settle in for a good long wait. What is this place? Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. I should be glad to assist you in locating the concept you seek after I have finished assisting those ahead of you in the queue. That's fair. It's only one person, though. I wish to learn more. Hey, gang. Learn anything good? You have anything? No? Okay. Gang? I know you're down here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Well, there the two of you are. Well, that was an experience. I was never very fond of being treated like a child, but it did make asking questions less suspicious. That's true, at least that. Dermot, if I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of this city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emet-Selch to recreate this ancient Amaurot. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. And I, for one, would love to know it. That's the same. All right. Well, next steps. Alphino is awaiting the return of your other companions. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. Okay. Twould seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Orionje, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Asians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emet-Selch. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought those permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that's where we gave up. I wonder, though, Derman, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. It's worth a look, I'd say. I agree. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray, allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Derman's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Then Y'shtola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There's surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Okay. More exploring works for me. First, we should grab this aetheryte, though. For convenience sake, and also because it's pretty. And so large. Like everything, I suppose. And actually, you know what? Kind of calling an audible here, but I think I'm going to do something that we very rarely, maybe never have done so far, and I am going to do a few of the quick little side quests around here. Specifically the ones that get you more of the ether currents you need to fly in a region. Because usually those tend to be some of the more prominent or more interesting side quests in a region, and you usually only need to do the first quest in the chain to get the ether current you need, and you can keep going down that quest chain later if you want to. It's kind of the game's way of directing you towards some of the more interesting side stories in the area if you want to do them, but it doesn't make you do them if you don't want to stick around. I think all of these are only one quest long, though, if I remember right, and it is an opportunity to get a little bit more of a sense of this place and this city and the culture in it, which you don't otherwise get much opportunity for. So if you're not interested in the little side quest things, as always, check the timeline, skip ahead. But for those of you who are as curious as I, let's look at a few of these. They should be quick. The patronizing Amaurotine is struggling to conceal their disapproval of your attire. I think I look good. I must say, little one, those garments you're wearing, they are your own original concept, I take it? Clearly they must be, given their rather singular flamboyance. I would never dream of stifling a fledgling creator's creativity, but to parade about in your cultivated individuality is hardly praiseworthy. An Amaurotine of character shares their creations with the community. They do not hoard them for their use alone. To delight in disparity is a mark of the morally deficient. Disparity engenders feelings of want and resentment, which degrade the bonds of fellowship. Thus do we encourage creators to share and share alike. Else we risk kindling the embers of covetousness and violence that ever smolder in the hearts of all. Therefore, I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your original trappings and don the communal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. In so doing, you will be afforded greater respect and autonomy. Worry not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the Hall of Rhetoric, carrying robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I'm sure they'll be glad to share their wealth with you. But do hurry, little one. The eyes of the collective are ever watching and weighing your worth. So, these can be very useful for getting some added flavor, and that is especially valuable in a place like this, where we only get such a brief and hazy glimpse. So, I am told you have for me tiny clothes. Oh, aren't we looking rather smart this day? What can I do for you, little one? Robes to serve in lieu of your ensemble. Ah, how prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. The ones your associates saw me carrying earlier were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly thereafter. A failed experiment, you say? By your bemused expression, I gather you find it odd that your elders can fail in so simple an application of creation magics. It is more common than you may realize, little one. In this instance, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the robes in my mind's eye. Simply by becoming aware of their presence was the form influenced and the final product changed. All things considered, it could have been worse. Just the other day I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion, when all of a sudden this exquisite eagle alighted on the nearby railing, giving me quite the shock, and dramatically altering my initial concept. Yes, indeed. It was a most unexpected development, but not an altogether unwelcome one. Great strides are often born from unexpected impetuses. But even inspiration has its limits. For all the wonders we have wrought, I do wonder if there will come a time when we have fully explored the potential of our powers, when there's truly nothing left unmade, and only iteration and imitation and stagnation remain. But such esoteric matters need not concern you, little one. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity and work your magics without fear of failure. Nevertheless, it would still be in your best interests to don the appropriate robes to avoid excess scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of the Architect and request the appropriate concept so you can fashion one yourself? I don't know if that'll work, but I'll head over there. You may as well fashion the robes you seek yourself. Head to the Bureau of the Architect and speak with one of the clerks to request the concept. Well, okay, I'll head over there. Thank you. It's such a lengthy run just to get from building to building that are like across the street from each other. Hello. I need clothing concepts. Excuse me. Down here. Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. Are you here to request a concept for personal use? If so, what sort of concept did you have in mind? Clothes. My size. Ah, communal robes. That will take but a moment to prepare, but before I fill your request, I should caution you. Pardon me for asking, but your creative potential is, relatively low, is it not? We are trained to assess these things, and I fear that you do not possess the ability to express this concept in physical form. It's almost as though you completely lack it, though that can't possibly be. But regardless of the reason, you needn't worry. We have special tools that may be used to address this very eventuality. I will furnish you with an etheric rope you can use to restrain one of the misbegotten cubices, don't know, that congregate in the plaza north of the Academia Anida. You will need to weaken your quarry before you can reliably bind them, but once you have, you can repurpose their energies to create your own robes. Oh, neat. Okay, I'll try this. Ah, these must be the things. Yep. You. I need your energy for making stuff. There we go. Kabam. We got it. Let's go. Okay, I'm back. I got the thing. Welcome back, little one. Did you succeed in binding a cubus? I did. As one might expect, the creature is rather less than pleased to have been bound and shoved in your pack. You have done well, little one. Allow me to siphon its energies and to prepare the matrix for you. It should only take a moment. Here you are, a creation matrix that you may use to generate your own robes. Neat. The concept is inscribed upon the crystal, which has been infused with the ether of the beast you brought me. What? Why are you looking at me as though you do not know how to channel the powers of creation? It is as natural as breathing. Even a newborn babe has the instinct. Even if your potential is lacking, as one of our people, you must surely know what to do. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Appreciate the help. And hey, that left us right in the spot for the next one. Perfect. Did we? I don't know if we talked to addled Amaurotine before. Oh, I hope someone else hasn't registered it already. It's sort of like a patent office. Seems like. Why, hello there, little one. Are you looking for your mommy and daddy? No, but thank you. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. Bureau attendant. The bureau attendant seems to be regarding you like a lost young child. Yes, I'm getting used to it. Greetings and welcome to the Bureau of the Architect. Are you in need of assistance? It would be my pleasure to answer any questions you might have. To your left is the counter where you may submit registrations for new creations. To your right, you will find the counter where you may requisition concepts on file. Am I correct in assuming you're not familiar with the services we provide? I see. A more detailed explanation is in order, then. You understand that by harnessing the powers of creation, we can give physical form to all manner of concepts, yes? Picture a bouquet of fresh, fragrant flowers, all the colors of a rainbow. Now, picture those self-same flowers formed of delicate crystal, impossibly fragile and radiating hues beyond the visual spectrum. Every day, our people push the boundaries of imagination to conceive new and striking designs like these. But there are limits to what a single individual can shape with their abilities alone. Those who harbor greater ambitions may offer their concepts to others here, that they might, with the strength of many, accomplish what one cannot. Not all concepts are approved for wider distribution, of course. Dangerous and subversive creations pose a risk to everyone, and so it is only after a comprehensive evaluation, after a concept is judged to further the greater good, that we permit it to be shared with the community. Do you understand, little one? I think so. Since you are here, I think you might benefit from conversing with some of the others currently availing themselves of our services. Why don't you go and speak with some of the citizens waiting for their registrations to be processed? Much as I would like to believe my explanation was more than sufficient, I expect that you may gain greater insights in this way. I am on board with asking more questions of more folks. You specifically. And no, I am not looking for my mommy or daddy. I'm here to ask a question. Hello, hello, little one. So rare it is to see one of your size roaming about here. Come to learn about the Bureau, are we? I'm here today to register a new creature. Boneless and with semi-translucent skin, it drifts through the air like a dancer on a summer breeze, its tentacles trailing behind. It utilizes gas bladders to propel itself from place to place, you see. I'll admit, it's not the most elegant of designs. I'd not shed a tear if it were rejected, quite frankly. But what can I say? I take pleasure in conceiving unorthodox designs. A beginner like you shouldn't take after me, though. If you're looking to pick up a few tips, you should probably ask someone else. Oh, is that my number they just called? If you'll excuse me. Thank you. What about you? I promise I'm not here to cut in line, just asking questions. Are you the child I saw speaking with the attendant earlier? I thought so. So young and already so eager to learn about concepts and creations. That curiosity will serve you well, little one. I've been credited with a few popular concepts, I'm proud to say. I'm hoping that my latest will be equally well received. Autonomous figures. I say my latest, but really it's the product of many others' efforts and individual insights. But such is the case for every masterwork, I reckon. Autonomy notwithstanding, these creations know no fear. They are wholly devoid of emotion, and will without hesitation or resistance engage in any dangerous activity, even if death is assured. There's a beauty in that, I think. And I hope the officials do so as well. I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking and thrilling than the waiting period before you receive the result. I love it and hate it in equal measure. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about it. If you're still keen to learn more, why not pester that worrywart over yonder? And come to think of it, I think their particular creation was designed to appeal to children. Ooh, really? I'm intrigued. Tell me of your work. You there, an aspiring creator come to learn about the Bureau and its inner workings, I trust? That's all well and good, but since you're here, perhaps you can help me with a little something? I've been refining a concept of mine for some time now. Adorable little creatures designed to be the perfect plaything for any young citizen, but I'm still terribly unsure if it's ready to be submitted for approval. Which is why I was hoping you might first put it through its paces and tell me what you think. Your honest opinion, I'll have no flattery from you, young man. This matrix will allow you to summon my creations, but don't use it here. Take it outside first. And don't be afraid to play rough. It's all part of the fun. Oh, okay. I'll give it a spin. Thank you. Let's go outside and play. Where we won't make a mess. So, a curious orb that will allow you to harness the power of creation and give form to the concept within. Oh, do I need to go to like a specific spot? I think I do. Okay. That's reasonable. Here we go. Let's see what you made. Friend? Friend! Play with friend! Mischievous playthings. Oh, okay. Yeah, boy, they are mischievous. Goodness. Spicy little dongo balls. Get out of here. Down I go! Well, I think we're done playing. Let's report. Some fascinating toys you've made. How did you find my lovelies? Were they as delightful and engaging as I hoped? Tell me everything, spare no details. I say, they spouted nonsensical phrases and attacked you like mad beasts. How distressing, and not at all like what I intended. My sincerest apologies to you, little one, for the unpleasant experience. Still, from these experiences do we grow stronger and wiser. I look forward to the day when you'll try your hand at creation too. Me as well. It's a nice thought. All right. Well, there's one more out here. Let's go find it. Here we go. You. The loquacious Amaurotine wishes to engage you in a battle of wits. Ooh. Greetings, little one. Come to debate. And at so young an age. How wonderful. Shall we retire to the benches and settle on a topic? Oh, my apologies for jumping to conclusions. My friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Rhetoric as I am, so I have a habit of chatting up any potential conversation partners. So if you're not here to debate, I presume you're here to learn about the mysterious and esoteric goings-on here. It would be my pleasure to act as your tutor in these matters, if you will indulge me. The Hall of Rhetoric is, as its name indicates, a place where citizens may freely gather to discuss and debate all manner of topics. This central forum is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversation. Oh, and there is a wealth of reading material concerning rhetorical techniques and history penned by the greatest minds on offer as well, should you wish to refine your techniques through self-study. To my mind, however, rhetoric is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in the moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would best serve to further your education. I saw a contemporary of mine engaged in a lively debate earlier, just outside the hall. Go and see if they're still there, and issue to them my personal invitation to a friendly battle of wits. Oh, okay. I'm on board. I know you said right outside, but that's still a bit of a hike for me, so come on, Claude. Hello? You. Amaurotine Firebrand. You are challenged to a word duel. But that is precisely my point, that their obsession with this so-called mandate to approve only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution, never mind the ridiculous subjectivity of their criteria, has led the Bureau of the Architect astray from its original purpose. Huh? Have you business with me, child? Regardless, I'm in the middle of a heated discussion with my partner. Come back later. Okay, but... No, my position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of unique identity and whether or not it is retained. Rather, I posit that the reproductions of a given concept are inherently imperfect, and thus they are themselves unique, albeit in minor but significant degrees. And most importantly, this variance is not to be condemned but celebrated. Better that than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for lack of diversity. The Amaurotines appear to be engrossed in their debate, utterly deaf to you and to your pleas for attention. Hey, I feel even more like a child now. Hey, listen to me. I have something to say. Hey. Wow, aren't you a stubborn little bugger? It's strangely endearing, I must admit. But we have all the time in the world. Why are you so insistent that I speak with you this very instant? Ah, you are acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do owe them a debate or two, and now is as good an occasion as any. So be it. This little duel I must see. Come on, Claude. All right. I'm here to officiate. So you're to be an observer. Oh no, that will not do. You must be an active participant. You must engage in the discourse. Only by doing so will you learn and grow, little one. Maybe that will be the subject of our discussion then. I see you found my friend. Thank you, little one. Then, without further ado, let us commence the promised debate. Here we go. As to the matter of what subject we shall debate today, I propose the recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? The singular point of contention is, of course, whether or not Amaurot should intervene on their behalf. I believe we should. The scale of the disaster which threatens that distant metropolis is of a scale heretofore unseen, and so equally considerable resources must be committed to counteracting its effects. I disagree. The scale concerns me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unilaterally intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? Are we to be the saviors of one and all? Such arrogance may well lead to our own downfall. While I understand your concerns from a philosophical standpoint, I fear you are too quick to dismiss practical considerations out of a desire to maintain an unassailable moral authority. But let us, you and I, hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You have heard our opening salvos in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What is your opinion on the matter? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We're borrowing words from smarter people. We cannot save everyone. Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Also true, but these are pretty good words. I'ma steal them. Indeed, indeed. The same can be said regardless of one's opinion on the morality of intervention. There is a clear and undeniable benefit to Amaurot in using this situation as a testbed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own fair city. How readily you cede the moral high ground. Was not our young friend's point that we have an ethical obligation to aid those in need? Yet not only do you instead elect to focus on the benefit to Amaurot alone, but you also deprive our distant neighbors of the agency to determine their own fate. You misunderstand me. What benefits Amaurot benefits all creation, I firmly believe. For the knowledge and wisdom we stand to gain from intervention can then be shared with others, empowering everyone to more effectively surmount similar trials in the future. And thus, I suppose the debate continued. Well, thanks for the demonstration. I must say, it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleague was equally delighted by the opportunity, you may be assured. Some decry it as little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus. But I dare say they miss the forest for the trees. Are we not more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to a greater variety of viewpoints? Is there not value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be part of a society that exalts the free exchange of ideas and that encourages active participation in the public discourse. This may have been no more than your first foray into the exciting world of rhetoric, but I sense you've the soul of a debater in you. You may well have the potential to change Amaurot in ways no one ever thought possible. I shall be watching your trajectory with great interest, my young friend. Well, thank you. I expect there's not going to be much to see, but I appreciate your faith in me, I suppose. All right. Enough side stuff. Back to the main quest. Let's see. We have an administrative clerk to talk to, but what do you say? Is something wrong, little one? Are you perhaps lost and need me to help you locate your guardian? No, but what do you do here? Why, the same things most other citizens do, I suppose. I debate various topics with my compeers. I dabble in the arts of creation. Every day, I attempt to better myself and the world in which I live. For we citizens of Amaurot are the caretakers of this world, stewards who have harnessed the power of creation itself. It is an honor and a duty we do not consider lightly. You are yet young, so very, very young. You needn't concern yourself with such lofty concepts just yet. Attend to your studies, and I'm certain you will grow into a proud citizen and avid creator. Oh, thank you. What kind of place is this? Oh, do you hail from another city originally? Even so, surely you must know you stand in Amaurot, the intellectual utopia that flourishes at the heart of our world. From the capital, where our preeminent minds gather to carry out the duties of governance, to the Academia Aneder, where devotees of knowledge strive to solve the greatest unsolved mysteries of our era, to the smaller but no less valuable institutions, Amaurot has all that you will ever need, and so very much more. Well, thank you for the explanation. Me and my crab must be off. To whatever this building is, we haven't been in here yet. Bureau of the Administrator. That's probably where we can find the administrative clerk, I'd reckon. But also the reconditioner, and I don't know what that means. Oh, it's for repairing, so I get it. Okay. Hello? A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Derman Durrami. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Okay. Do. Waiting. Derman Durrami, your application is ready for collection. Excellent. As your residency was approved by Emet-Selch himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Ah, perfect. I'll try to go find where that place is, you said. Very fond of their bureaucracy out here. Hello? I'm here with forms. Next, please. There you are. Application documents requesting permission to enter the capital as a sanctioned visitor. Here you go. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Okay. Here we go. Empty seat. I guess I'll just make myself comfortable. Nope. May I? Sure. You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emet-Selch? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I'm simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythlodaeus, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emet-Selch's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hythlodaeus will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The Convocation decided thus. We would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in our history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Emet-Selch has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emet-Selch is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. 'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Dermot Durrami. It seems your turn has come. Pray, do not let me keep you. There was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion? Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. Surely Emet-Selch has recognized the hint of him in you. Dermot Durrami? Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek.
Nice to meet you. Yes, sorry. Sorry for the wait.
Your visitor's writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within.
Okay, thank you. I will go and do that. The rest of my party is probably wondering where I am by now. Hey, gang. Sorry for the wait. There were interesting side things, you see. Everything good?
Ah, Dermot.
Yustola and I have just returned from an institution the locals call the Academia Eneder, which I hope I'm saying right. Well, from its public offices, at least. We thought an Asian place of learning the ideal spot to research your condition, but it seems we lacked the credentials to enter the Academia proper. Bummer. Oh, good. You're here. Everyone seems to be present and accounted for. Master Thancred can best describe our chances for infiltrating the capital. I only hope thine efforts to secure permissions were successful. Good news on that front. Finally. You were gone so long, I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? Very well. An official writ of permission granting you entry to the capital as a sanctioned visitor. Look it. Ah, I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing, too. Oriange and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasteth not a single armed sentry. 'Twould seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one ilm. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emet-Selch's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reen and I tried asking about a cure for you.
The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amaurot today. They'll happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Derman? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? So much of interest. A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this? All this time. But if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. Aye, I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory and, in turn, empower Zodiark to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiark. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not. And that's to say naught of what Emet-Selch plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Derman. And when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who came after. By everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting Emet-Selch the only way? He created an entire city. It'll take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. I think we know what our decision is at this point. But we are going to have to see about the rest of this next time. And next time, we will in fact be wrapping up this main quest scenario for Shadowbringers. It's going to be basically the finale, the soft finale until patch stuff. I'm very excited for it. There's some very good stuff coming up. I will see you then for that, everyone. Take care until then. Goodbye.